Today, we are turning up the heat. Our guest has been one of the loudest and boldest voices in the explosive flood control controversy. From possible cyber attacks to tracking down key figures tied to the scandal, we are diving into all of that with attorney Jesus Falsis right here on Hot Takes. Welcome to the show, Attorney Jess. Beautiful day to you.
Good morning, Ann. Good morning, Paolo. Beautiful morning, ha? Oo.
Thank you for waking up super early. I know masyadong maaga ito para sa'yo.
Okay lang, malakas ka sa akin, Ma'am
Ay,
Ann.
wow! I love you.
Yun.
Thank you for that. O sige, let's dive right in dahil ang dami nating pag-uusapan. I don't think we have enough time
Yeah,
to
we don't.
cover all these hot topics. Pero unang-una, itong cyber attack yarn. So the social media sites, the Facebook actually in particular ng BNC, your Facebook page, Rappler as well at saka FTTM were taken down over the weekend. And ano ba ang nangyari dito, attorney?
Yeah, so we got takedown notices no, sa email or when we logged on our Facebook. So ako, the first thing I did kasi when I woke up and I saw my Facebook was taken down, I checked my emails and then I asked other, kasi parang ano nagkaroon lang ako ng gut feel na others are in the same situation.
Mhm.
So, ka-message ko yung mga boss natin, ka-message ko yung mga iba nating friends from media, kasi nagtatanong sila, am I down? Is the page down? Tapos parang yung iba din nagsabi, their pages are down. So sabi ko, oh, anong ano nyo, what's the notice sent to your email or what's the notice sent by Facebook when you log in or when they log on the page? And weirdly, no, super weird, we all have the exact same complainant.
Mm-mm.
Parang our pages were taken down because allegedly either we had a trademark infringement for a photo or for a certain post by a certain Sebastian guy. Hindi ko na sabihin yung buong pangalan niya. And then the email is the same and then the complainant, yung trademark owner allegedly,
Mm.
which is Los Iracundos, which is like a band from Argentina, is the trademark owner daw dun sa
Mm.
page ko. And then when I confirmed with our bosses sa BNC and the other pages, sa Rappler I haven't confirmed it, no, but for
Ah.
BNC and for FTTM and for a few other bloggers like me na individual, it's the same complainant. So it's very weird that we were taken down on the same day,
Mm.
around the same time, by the same person, and using the same parang complaint, which is trademark infringement.
Yes. Attorney, so we're not strangers to, well, attacks online when it
Mhm.
comes to certain topics, when it comes to certain periods wherein there have been news items that have been really been discussed online. And of course, some people are saying that, oh, this is a way to distract. This is a way to change the narrative. At the same time, there have been so many studies done on yung mga cyber attacks na to. Where do you feel that this could be coming from? I know that we already have one in particular, at least everyone having the same notice, yung trademark infringement, and of course the person mentioned. But then, we have a suspicion, or do you rather have a suspicion of kung saan galing nga to?
Well, syempre, no, thank you to the universe, thank you to the Lord that we have guardian angels and people helping to investigate. Na-restore na din yung accounts natin, no? So, thank you din
Mm.
sa ating mga guardian angels dyan. But like, who is behind it or if there's really a malicious intention behind it, it's still really under investigation. What
Mhm.
what I can say though is that personally sa akin on my part, no, it's not my first time to experience my social media pages being under attack because I was in a previous situation before where I was also very vocal and hindi sa Facebook, no, a certain social media page of mine was also taken down because I was very vocal there, one of
Mm.
the pages, but I also got that restored. So we're having it investigated. We'll see, no? Pero it's not the first time, and it's clearly connected. Personally, yung sa akin, no, I'm
Mm.
sure it's clearly connected to my being very vocal. Sa Bilyonaryo and sa FTTM, sa Rappler, no, I'm just very na ano din ako, ha. This is parang very disturbing but also flattering on my part to be attacked by the same organization or person with this kind of outlets, no? Kasi
Yeah.
I would like to think medyo ano pa tayo, hindi pa naman tayo malaking tao. We're just like a langgam in the bigger scheme of things, and yet we were attacked similarly,
Yeah.
like Rappler or BNC, of course.
Oo, and sabay-sabay pa, no? And by that particular Sebastian, kung sino man si Sebastian from anywhere in the world. So we're going to move on from cyber attack to other hot topics, hot political topics. Itong pagre-resign ni Secretary Babe Singson from the ICI, usap-usapan nito. And you know what, Attorney Jess, meron din akong nakitang parang chismis, heard it from the grapevine na parang meron daw yatang isa pang susunod na aalis sa ICI. How do you think Babe Singson's resignation will impact yung work ng commission?
Well, I don't think the ICI intended to last anyway, no? Kasi ganito yan, there are many criticisms that can be said against the ICI, but the ICI was still necessary because sa short term, may tawag ng panahon noon. May hapon tsaka tawag ang panahon noon for a special commission to investigate and focus on flood control, especially when we didn't have Ombudsman Boying Remulla. People say, of course ako as a lawyer din, redundant or baka duplicate yung functions ng ICI with the Ombudsman. Pero
Right.
wala yan si Ombudsman Boying noon. Iba ang
Mhm.
Ombudsman noon, and hindi natin nararamdaman, hindi natin nakikita at na pagkakatiwalaan ang dating Ombudsman, for good or for bad. Whatever we say about him, the fact is wala na siya,
Mm-mm.
and it's Ombudsman Boying Remulla running the show now, and he's more active. That's good. And so we can see na if the Ombudsman is active, the ICI is really a bit, if not actually, redundant. So meron talagang intention ng ICI to wind down or to wind up, and whatever it has done in the short term
Mhm.
is already good enough, because sabi naman din ni Ombudsman na malaking tulong yung ICI for the cases that the ICI has already investigated. But of course, publicity-wise, malaking dagok talaga din for
Mm.
Babes Singson to resign, because he's the one bringing in the credibility to the commission. With all due respect to the other two commissioners, no,
Mm-mm.
it's because si Sec Babes kasi, former DPWH secretary,
Yeah.
despite
Yes.
being a very perceived to be a dirty or corrupt agency, during the tenure of Sec Babes, he was also perceived to be very clean or maayos ang
Mm-mm.
DPWH nung term niya. So he brought in that credibility, aside from being an engineer, no?
Mm-mm.
So it's very concerning na nag-resign siya, but I don't think ICI was really also meant to last.
Si Ombudsman Remulla has said na baka 2 months na lang itong takbo ng
Yeah.
ICI. What are your thoughts on this?
Well, dapat talaga, no, I don't think they should take on new cases or investigations anymore. They should just wrap up whatever they have and then finish their recommendations or referrals, because anyway, at the end of the day, we see naman na mahina talaga yung powers ng ICI. First of all, they wanted transparency, they promised it, but when the person requests a closed door or executive session, wala na kagad yung live streaming or transparency. And then you have certain congressmen who can willingly or blatantly reject invitations or deny appearing before the ICI. So it
Mhm.
doesn't really have that kind of investigative power as much as we wanted to have.
Mhm. Attorney, there's also, well, in relation to all of the investigations, there is a promise, a premonition, a prediction that
Oh,
there will be officials or
mm.
corrupt officials jailed by December 15, or at least charges meted out. Let's talk about yung timeline na yan. Do you feel na realistic siya? Will we see someone actually held accountable by that time?
Well, una, sabi ng mga tao, wala pang big fish ang na nakukulong eh. Pero actually, meron nang nakakulong na big fish. Nasa ICC nga lang.
Mm.
But kidding aside, no, because si President Duterte is in jail for the war on drugs. But of
Yes.
course, there are many also corruption scandals or issues hounding him. People are just forgetting that because syempre ICC yung nagpakulong or
Mm.
nagtatry sa kanya ngayon. But he's involved in many things from Farmally to the Freegate scandal to his own bank accounts. But
Mhm.
in terms of the timeline that Ombudsman himself promised, no, I don't think papahiyain niya yung sarili niya. Because siya yung nagbigay niyan, siya yung nagsabi na may mapapakulong before Christmas. He still has 2 working weeks. December 8 today, happy birthday kay Mama Mary. Feast of ano ngayon, di ba? Immaculate Conception.
Yes, yes.
Up until December 12, those are 5 whole working days. And then he still has 5 days next week, no? This week pa lang ang alam ko may dalawang senador or legislators, might not be a senator, might be one congressman, one senator, no? But there are 2 legislators who will have warrants of arrest out siguro before the week ends. So, basta mahuli nila kasi magtago eh. That's the problem. Baka mapornada yung deadline or
Mm.
yung pagyayabang ni Ombudsman if magtago yung mga magkaka-warrants of arrest. So, but in terms of the cases filed and in terms of warrants of arrest coming out, the timeline works out.
Mhm.
Magkakaroon din ng warrants this week or
Mm.
next.
Mhm. Attorney, you went to Europe for a while there, and actually that leads us to our next topic because there has been discussions, particularly from former presidential spokesperson Harry Roque, saying that an ICC warrant is already out for Senator Bato de la Rosa. When we talk about the reported ICC warrant, first of all, do you think it's credible that it is already out based on yung statement ni former presidential spokesperson Harry Roque, considering that we actually heard it from government officials here and contrasting reports na wala pa daw yung warrant? Where do you stand on this, on whether or not it is real, actionable at the moment? And of course, yung advice ni President spokesperson Harry Roque to Senator Bato to go to the Supreme Court, actually, to be able to avoid being quote-unquote kidnapped.
Well, all of us can only really speculate because ang ang ICC, ICI tuloy, di ba? May ICU,
Oo.
may ICI, may
Oo.
ICC.
Correct.
Oo.
Nakaka-confuse talaga yung mga IC-IC na yan. I
Oo.
see.
Ang,
Okay.
ang ICC kasi medyo naghigpit in terms of the confidentiality or secrecy of issuances of warrants of arrest. And it's for a good reason kasi nga baka magtago or mag-abscond, no? So we only really know for sure when the ICC itself has published on its website or disclosed that there is a pending warrant. But that will only come usually after the fact pag na-aresto na yung person subject of the warrant. So, who should we trust on this matter, no? Si Attorney Harry Roque, of course, he probably has his own sources. But aside from him kasi, we should just really trust Attorney Cristina Conti. She's the one who specializes as an assistant counsel to the ICC to track and monitor the development sa ICC. And siya na mismo nagsabi na based on her analysis, and tayo mababasa din natin yan, no? So we don't have to rely on her. In terms of the pleadings, yung mga documents released by ICC so far, President Duterte has 8 co-conspirators na most likely may issue ng warrant. Pero meron niyang prioritization. Out of these 8 co-conspirators, meron ng mga onting nababasang pangalan doon sa charge sheet or doon sa information against President Duterte. And there cannot be a crime against humanity for murder or or the war on drugs without an implementor nung modus or nung criminal design. And here, Senator Bato kasi as the former PNP chief, both legally and both physically or actually, he is accused of being the implementor of the
Mm-mm.
war on drugs
Yeah.
in a very murderous way. So you have the Oplan Tokhang, which is an official legal memorandum circular issued way back July 2016 when Bato de la Rosa was the PNP chief. And then when he was in Davao, nung mayor pa lang si President Duterte, he's also accused of being an implementor of the Davao Death Squad. So it's quite logical na ang susunod na warrant na lalabas according to Attorney Cristina Conti is the implementor
Yeah.
of the war on
Mm-mm.
drugs. If President Duterte is accused to be the mastermind, then the next warrant that would come out is against the implementor.
Mhm.
So yung kay Senator Bato na warrant, it's very logical that it will come out. So hindi lang tayo sigurado kasi we can never be sure until the ICC admits it um, that the warrant is out. But most likely it's out because even the accused, even yung parang suspect nagtatago na
Oo.
kasi kung wala pang warrant, I'm sure may intelligence din naman si Senator Bato. Meron
Yeah.
siyang intel gathering, no, and mga sources. May guardian angels din yan. Si
Mm.
Senator Bato natutulong na, oy, may warrant ka na. So, it's either you surrender or magtago ka.
Mm. At saka ano, it makes you curious yung insider sources talaga ni Harry Roque, ano, kasi I remember we interviewed him once sa Agenda Weekend, and then sinabi niya na sa kanya rin nang galing yung information na yung bumagsak daw si FPRRD dun sa kanyang kwarto, 'di ba?
Yes.
Na unconscious siya. So nalaman niya from someone inside the detention facility, tapos siyang nagsabi kay VP Sara. So ito, now that he comes out with this statement na, oh, nandito na yung arrest warrant mo, medyo talagang pag-usapan na talaga ng mga tao, like, oh, saan kaya nakuhang source ni Harry Roque. But let's move on to another hot topic. Oh, parang naubusan na tayo ng time.
Yeah.
Pero Attorney Jess, where is Zaldico?
Let's quickly touch on this because we're
Oo.
running out of time.
Nawawala na tayo ng time,
Oo.
no? Dami pang dapat pag-usapan. But in your view, Zaldico's continued absence, is this really about safety or more of a political move?
Well, last intelligence on him is in Portugal. Portugal kasi wala tayong extradition treaty with Portugal, no? And he might have residence there or a house. In terms of Zaldico, no, it's still important na mauwi siya. Bring him home. Kung merong sasabihan ng bring him home, siya yon, tsaka si Harry Roque, because si Zaldico as the appropriations chairman, no, is in the epicenter of the budget insertions and flood control scandal, so he would really know a lot. So yung mga accusations niya, the accusations he said are very grave, but until he comes home para panumpaan siya or pakatotohanan yung mga sinasabi niya, for now, we have to take that with a grain of salt.
Yeah.
Mahirap muna pagkatiwalaan, hook, line, and sinker. But it's not to mean na mali yung mga sinasabi niya or lahat tama. So, wala. Sa ngayon, we're in a wait-and-see mode na makauwi siya.
All right, Attorney, we wish we had more time kasi sa totoo
Oo.
lang, pwede itong 2 hours eh. But
Exactly. And we also wanted your opinion nga on the Commissioner Guanzon video, but unfortunately naubusan na tayo ng time, Attorney Jess. So we're just going to ask itong last question that we always ask our guests. Our show is called Beautiful Day. So Attorney Jess, what makes your day beautiful?
Maganda ang araw, maganda ang buhay kapag makulay ang buhay. So let's put some color in our lives with LGBT friends and with a little red and green for this Christmas.
Ayun.
Thank you so much for your insights, your opinions, Attorney Jesus Falsis, ladies and gentlemen. Thanks, Attorney Jess.
Thank you. Good morning.
Thanks, attorney.